I was born in 1891. Where I come from, almost everybody knows my name. I have become part of countless memories. A piece of Swedish history. Some would say an icon. And now I have been remade, refined for new generations, built to stand the test of time, and to let you too create things that last.
Hello everyone and welcome to Morakniv Experience. I'm Elle and I'm a Morakniv ambassador. I work as an outdoor chef specializing in open fire cooking and wild food foraging. With me today I have my co-host Jögge.
Nice to meet you, Elle, and good to work with you. My name is
Indeed.
Yogi Sungqvist and I'm from the northern part of Sweden. I'm a woodworker. I work especially with knives and axes in green woodworking, a long Sloyd tradition. And today we're going to have some fun with the Morakniv Experience, don't you think?
Indeed, we are going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to tell you some interesting things about product news, different insights. We're going to have interviews with different guests. And we're also actually going to bring up a lot of history and tradition that might be interesting for you guys about Morakniv.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Really nice. And you're about to make something. Are you going to cook something or what?
Yes, of course. Today we're going to cook a Carpathian mushroom soup, a typical thing that is made in Ukraine and the Carpathian mountains.
Wow.
What about yourself? What are you making?
Well, I've been hunting in the forests for some crooked birch to make a little ladle, of course, for the soup.
Is it for me to scoop up the soup with?
Of course.
He's way too nice, hey?
Yeah. We're going to take our
Awesome.
time to do that. So let's start.
Yeah, for
Yeah?
sure.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Wait, Elle, you have to help me a little. I forgot about it.
Oh,
You see, here I have the crooked birch. You see, and here is a splitting throw. And I'm
Okay.
going to hold that, and I want you to be the commander and hit this. Put away this stuff and help me. And stand right there, like that. And I will hold it like this. And then you hit it really hard on the center.
Really
of that.
hard?
Really hard.
gosh. Okay.
Okay, come on. Oh, that's good. One more. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you. Good
He's a
work.
pro.
You have
Thank
some
you.
muscles there. I'm happy
yes.
about them.
I do CrossFit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
perfect.
got some guns.
Okay, let's do some work.
All right. Good luck
Wow.
with that.
Yeah, perfect. Blank. Thank you. Okay, folks. Now I'm starting to take away this bent on the upper side here and straightening it out, because what I want is the fibers on the bottom, which are going to follow the curve of the bowl. So I'm going to use this on the outside and make it round and smooth, and then straighten the inside to give it a perfect shape and follow the fibers here on the outside. You see how the fibers run here. So I'm going to work a while with this part, just using the roughly shaped out. Straighten this out and then take a little on the sides. And this is fun work because it's so much forming, making the spoon coming out from the wood. But now I'm a little curious what you are doing, Elle. How is the soup going?
Well, I'm just about to start cooking. So, we're making this Carpathian mushroom soup. And it's a very flavorful soup that is typically served in the Carpathian Mountains in Ukraine. And it consists of very few ingredients. It has onions. We will be using carrots. And of course, a mix of forest mushrooms, and this mix has a couple of different varieties of bolets or septs, funnel chanterelles, and black trumpet mushrooms. Also, we're gonna use cream and herbs. Usually I use a regular cream, but today we're gonna make a vegan version of the soup. So we're gonna be using a cream made out of oats, which is quite cool. So it's gonna be completely vegetarian and vegan. And when I'm gonna prep the soup, I'm gonna use the new Mora 2000 knife. It's actually a pretty good all-around knife, you could say. You could use it in the outdoors. You can also use it when you chop vegetables like this, for instance. And this knife is a tribute to Morakniv's 130-year anniversary this year.
I Mora används Morakniv sedan långt att i tiden. Krafter för över och drar jag att ta och driver råmare och slipjorde så smörjande och styr. Ända fram till idag är vi tacksamma över arvet för fäder. Och Erickson är ett lån från hantverket, så går i arv generation efter generation. Laddunda Scarpathian det här arbetet. Och Morakniven blir en del av det.
Now I'm here with Johan Burtus, the new CEO of Morakniv. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Elle. It's great to be here.
Nice of you to come. So, how does it feel to enter a company like Morakniv with such a long and prosperous history?
It feels actually pretty amazing. For me, this is a dream coming true. Coming back to my hometown again after many years elsewhere with this history of this company, 130 years anniversary, with a great brand, fantastic products, and most of all, amazing people with all the know-how. So this is a dream coming true.
All right. And what did you do before you came to Morakniv?
Good question. Many things to start with. I've been spending many years abroad in various industries, working in Asia, in Central Eastern Europe, and so forth. Most recently, I've been working in agriculture and the equine sports industry as a CEO. But now I'm here.
All right. So you seem to have a lot of experience from different type of businesses. With this thing in your background, with this a lot of experience and knowledge, what do you think that you will contribute with to Morakniv, and what do you think the future holds for Morakniv?
Oh, really good question or questions, Elle, there. First of all, I think by working abroad in many countries, meeting people from various background and culture, I will bring that to become a more or less an international player for Morakniv. To me, it's important to have a culture built on trust and integrity, and I will bring that to the company. Moreover, looking ahead, we will look into more sustainability in our strategy. That's very important, and not only actually materials or climate change, but also looking to human resources, leadership, for example. But also commercial sustainability. I mean, been here for 130 years, and we're going to be around for many years to come. That's the plan. And in good time and bad times, we will stand by our partners, customers and clients all over the world.
Right. Yes, indeed, Morakniv has a good reputation when it comes to sustainability. When you hear Morakniv, when people talk about the products, they usually think about something that lasts forever, like it's a durable product.
Absolutely.
And people rely on it. But of course, it's also important to integrate the sustainability perspective throughout the whole company.
Indeed, it is. And I said it's not only about materials, it's also about the people and the commercial part as well. It's equally important for us at Morakniv.
Right. I'm very excited. Good luck with your work in this company.
Warm thanks, Elle. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so how about we start with some cooking then?
Oh, I'd love to. How can I help you?
We are going to start by chopping up some onions.
I can do that.
Yeah, so if you want, you can start peeling these two.
Thank you. I'll do that.
And what kind of knife are you using for this now?
This is one of our steak knives, which, you know, you can feel the history in this knife with the color, with the form of the handle. So this is, you know, an icon for us. And I'm proud to hold it here when helping with the cooking.
I hope you're going to feel it's a good onion peeling knife as well.
I'm
pretty
is
sure it
sharp.
is.
I better be careful here. We don't want any injuries, do we?
No, exactly.
No.
Safety first.
Safety first. What are we having today, Elle, by the way?
So we're going to make this Scarpathian soup.
Uh-huh.
And this is something... So the Carpathian Mountains go through Ukraine and other countries. And I was born in the Ukraine. So when I was little...
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was little, I used to go to the Carpathian Mountains with my dad. And before you go up into the slopes, you always go and have a little mug of this mushroom soup that we're making today. So sort of a childhood thing for me.
So it's onions in it. We have some carrots, some forest mushrooms. I can see that as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to add some herby salt, some vegetarian cream, meaning it's not coming from an animal, and parsley and dill.
This sounds delicious.
And we're actually making this one vegetarian because you are the vegan in our group.
That's correct, Elle. I'm a vegan.
So how long have you been that, and how long have you not been eating animal products?
We're about 7 years now straight about that. So
All right.
fully vegan diet. Sometimes I have eggs, sometimes, or fish or seafood, but mostly I'm a vegan.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The thing that many people don't understand is that meat is only one ingredient. Apart from meat, there's like vegetables, herbs, root veg, beans. There's so many things. But vegan cooking requires a bit more, perhaps, inspiration and knowledge.
You must
right?
do your homework. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right about that. By the way, what will bring the umami in this soup? I'm curious.
That is the mushrooms, of course. So mushrooms are basically, they have a lot of flavor, and different types of mushrooms have different flavors as well. So when you mix mushrooms, you get like a depth of flavor that's really nice, especially when you add cream to it. It elevates the flavors in a sense.
Oh, wow.
So we have a mix of mushrooms that I picked around this area last year, actually.
From here?
Yeah, from Dalarna.
From the forest just next to us.
Exactly. Alrighty.
There we got some more onions for you.
Great. Thanks
Chop
a
them.
lot.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. And what we're going to do is that we're going to put these onions into the pot over the fire. We're going to fry them. I'm also going to chop up some carrots. We're going to add that. Then we add the mushrooms. And then when the water gets in there, we get the salt, the cream, the herbs. And in the end, we're going to be able to eat the soup and try it out. And hopefully, by the time I'm finished, Jögge will finish the ladle for me so I can actually scoop it up and serve it for our guests.
Let's hope it's done by then.
How's it going?
Yeah, since you've been talking, I'm coming this far.
You're done already?
I haven't done the bowl yet, but keep on talking. I'm fine. It's so good to listen to you both. So working with green wood is actually so soft and nice, and I work with the Morakniv 106, which I pimped the handle a little on, and this says this is my precious Morakniv on the handle, and I just love to work with this laminated steel because it's flexible and nice. And I use many kinds of grips. I'm cutting towards my body like this, and use my body as a leverage for the scissor cut, for example. And I have about 10 different kind of knife grips that I use, which you actually can see on YouTube videos that Morakniv made with me showing them. But now let's continue and look at another knife, which is not a carving knife, but a very popular knife from Morakniv, the Mora 2000 anniversary edition. And this knife has been refined for the 130th anniversary. So please take a look.
Men vad gör du? Filmar du?
Mm. Wow, wow.
Akta kanten där nu, Linus.
Men mamma!
Men filmar du? Kom nu så ska vi fika.
Bara lite.
Linus, fikat är klart.
Nu filmar jag.
Nu ska vi grilla marshmallows.
Hallå. Wow, vad gott då. And now we have a special guest, and that is Thomas Erickson. Welcome to
Thank
the
you
table.
very much.
And I think you brought us two knives to show us. The
Yes.
Mora 2000.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell
Uh,
us about the history behind it?
It actually was a distributor in Norway that wanted a knife to go walking in the hills and forests.
Oh yeah.
It should be very versatile for skinning, hunting, food prep, and everything.
Yeah.
And today, it was introduced in 1991, so it's 30 years anniversary this year, and it's by far the most sold hunting knife in Scandinavia.
Is that right? For 30 years?
Yes,
Wow.
also used by the Swedish military.
Okay.
Mm.
That's suitable with the
Yeah.
green colors on it.
Yes,
What about the knife itself? How is the function in it?
you have a tip that it's like a skinning blade.
Yep,
And
can tell.
further back, it's more like a carving knife.
Yeah.
They're very strong, and it's ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter if you're right or left-handed. It fits in the sheath both ways, and it
Yeah.
has a friction grip.
That's very
Yeah.
important because
Yes.
it's slippery
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, and I can see that the tip of the blade has a thinner part, you know, from the middle up to the point. It looks
Yes.
like you can actually use it as a butter knife. Is that
Yes.
right?
Spreading butter
Ah.
on your sandwich.
Must be the Norwegians
Yes.
that wanted
Yes.
that.
Yes. And this year we have the anniversary model that is black.
Wow.
Same function and everything like the green one, but it has a special limited edition
Wow.
marking on the blade.
Yeah. So that's 30 years,
Yes.
celebrating 30
Yes.
years. That's wonderful. Yeah. Nice knife, I
Yes.
would say.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay, thank you for that introduction. And now we have another guest, which is a colleague to you, and he's also been working in this company for many, many years. So please welcome Per Brask. Are you with us? Oh, there you are. Nice to meet you. Please
Thank you.
be at the table. I'm actually proud standing here with you two guys. I mean, you represent so much history in Morakniv. You know, you're product developers. I would say. Is that a right?
Yes,
Think
more or
the
less.
same?
I've been working with
Yeah.
product development for quite a few years.
Yeah. And this is actually family history with Morakniv. I mean, I know it has been a lot of different companies in Östnor here in Mora making knives. And how many companies were it?
Used to say around 15 brands.
15 brands. Okay.
And if we discuss companies, it might have been seriously maybe
Yeah.
3-4.
But then possibly a lot of old Dala grumpy guys that made their own knives too,
Like us.
because they thought they were the best.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I would
That's
say.
good.
Yeah. And what was the company name in your family, so to say, Thomas?
My grandfather started a company, Erickson and Mattsson, in 1912.
Is that right?
And over the years, his company bought 3 competitors.
Okay.
So we have the DNA from 4 of those 15 companies that once was
fantastic.
in Mora.
Oh, do you have any old knives, like
Yes.
that with family name on
Yeah,
it?
I
Oh,
brought
look
this
at that.
knife. This is one from the 1912 to 1918. It's the Erickson and Mattsson.
Oh yeah, I can see the sign there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Laminated knife that has been hammered on the spine, so you have this
You do
typical
that?
shape.
Yeah, when you're splitting things, you do
Yes.
that. Oh yeah, wonderful to see and very worn and nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Per? You come from another part of the Mora knife.
I come from the frost part. That was originated from 1891, actually. So
Yeah.
it was my great-grandfather who started the frost.
Wow.
So I'm fourth generation.
That's amazing.
I'm still the oldest at this configuration too.
You are, I would say. You look young. Yeah. Do you have a picture of this history or this tradition? It would be nice
History,
to
tradition,
see anything.
I have a
So
small
I-
photo here.
Yeah.
But-
I heard you were running at the factory place when they took some picture and here you got it. Show
Yeah.
it to the camera so we can see.
It's actually my grandmother standing by the birch here
Is that
on the
right?
side.
Are you on that picture?
No, I wasn't thought of it.
You were
at that
running
mo-
around.
No, not at that moment.
And you started at the business at what age?
I was 19 when I started working.
Okay.
Yeah. Got fed up with school and
Yeah.
went into the factory instead.
Yeah. And you both, I understand, have been working with almost every part, with making handles, with steels, qualities and everything. And I know especially you, Per, have been working a lot with the steel qualities around the years.
Yes, I have. I've been doing a lot with
Yeah.
hardening and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that has been my favorite secret.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you. I know we have a box here besides us with some wonderful old knives. Can you tell us a little about it? It looks like it's like 100 years old almost.
I guess it is. It is not fully 100 years, but I think around
1900.
90 years old somewhere.
It's an old sales bag.
It's an old sales
Aha,
bag.
so a
Yeah.
salesman came with this
Yes.
bag and then he
Mhm.
showed
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
this is what you can order.
Showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these old sheets they have are made out of paper in any kind, is it?
It's a Swedish material from start, Unica.
Unica,
Yes.
from the Unica box. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was
A special fiber
Yeah.
that was you could make cheaper sheath than in leather. So it was
Aha.
a better sheath, and I would say it's more cut through protective as well.
Yeah.
So you got a
Yeah,
better
for
sheath
sure.
that way.
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, wonderful collection. I know there's a lot of Morakniv collectors all around the world that really wants to look closer to this one, but they can.
that's a gem.
Yeah, for sure. But they can come back.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for all these stories and about Morakniv. And I'm sure the company will keep on making good knives. So let's talk with Elle. What's up, Elle, with the soup? How is it going? Is it boiling well?
Well, guys, it's going great. But we're not quite boiling it yet. We're still frying things up. So here in this pot, which is, for instance, a quite interesting pot, it's bograx or kotlich. This is the kind of pot that we used back in the days in the Balkans and in Hungary to make, well, everything from meat stews to cook jams and stuff like that. So this is a really good tool to use over an open fire. And in here right now we have the onions that we chopped up together with Johan. I've added some carrots. And now it's time to add the mushrooms. So I was wondering, perhaps you would like to help me out, Thomas?
And Per, we can start with some carving. Please have a
Great.
seat here.
So, next thing is the mushrooms.
Yes.
I have soaked the
Nice.
wild mushrooms in water because they've been dehydrated. We're going to add those, but we're also going to add some regular button mushrooms. Those are the mushrooms you probably recognize from the store.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you want to make the soup, you don't have the wild mushrooms, you can also use these. I usually use the fresh mushrooms to get a little bit of a bite to it, since these dehydrated mushrooms are, well, they don't have the same type of consistency. So could you please do some chopping?
Yep.
I would like to have them chopped in thin slices.
Okay.
You get to choose the knife, Mora 2000
Yeah.
or the...
I take this one. Very good.
Okay, I'll
food
take-
prepping knife.
Yep, I'll take the steak knife then.
Yep. Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're just gonna
I think you are much quicker.
slice it up. Well, let's see who gets there first. Come on.
You don't want my fingers in the soup, right?
I'd rather, since a vegan soup, it would be very uncomfortable actually.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we just chop them up like this. And we're gonna add them to our little sofrito here. Awesome. And we'll do some stirring. I think it needs a little bit of heat, and for that we have the magic stick. There we go. Could you please pass me the dried mushrooms? We're gonna add those as well into the mix. Thank you. Put up. There they go. And now we're just gonna fry them for a while before we add water, some herby salt, and lastly some cream. But I think the guys have started carving again. How is it going?
Oh, we're deep into something called slidefulness. We're just silently carving and making the hollowing of the spoons with some hook knives, that we call them. We have 4 kinds of hook knives, and this is the 162, which is double beveled, so it's sharp on both sides, and that's very convenient because you can both push with your thumb like this on the dull part up here, and also you can work towards your thumb like this by rotating your hand and your elbow out like this and press the bevel very firmly to the wood. And this has been a problem, so we actually tried to refine these hook tools and make them better. So we worked for about 1 year to make them work better. And I know there's some more bevels. What do you say, Per? The bevels are very accurate, has to be very accurate on a tool like this.
Yeah, they actually follow a circular pattern all the way around, so it won't get stuck as easy as it did. early.
Okay, so it's the concave,
Yeah.
Yeah. Inside, and this is a convex bevel, so that's why they work so well. And I know you changed the steel quality.
We changed the steel because we saw that stainless steel was actually holding the edge better.
Yeah, it is.
The only difference is when trying to resharpen it, it's a little bit more tricky, and you need to push a little bit more on the polishing of the edges, so you don't have a burr left.
Yeah, because that's
harder to do with the stainless steel.
Oh yeah.
So you need to work it a little bit more in the polishing of the edges.
Yeah, I could say so. But now they also come with a leather sheath, which is protecting the edge, because they are you have to be very careful with them.
Yeah.
Is that right? So you use some round honing stones, and then you hone them. But while you are working, I think I have some kind of strop here. Is that working? How do you do it, Per?
I have my own.
Oh, of course you have your own. I bet it. So what is prepared? How is it?
It's leather put on a quarter part of a round pin.
Oh yeah.
So I
and
just
some strapping compound on it too.
Put some strapping compound.
Oh, here it is.
You have
and that's aluminum oxide.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, which is eating the steel.
Yeah. I can show you a little bit how I used to make it. Try to get some good support.
Oh yeah. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and try to do a lot from the inside.
Aha.
It's easier to get, and it's not as.
And then you rotate it at the same time.
Rotate it around.
And then you work on the other side too.
Then I work on the other side. I have a flat piece here also. Put some wax
and then
residue
you pull
in
it.
there.
Okay.
I can pull it alongside the edge like this.
Well, you are staying sharp, Per. I just love that. You're a sharp guy with sharp tools, and that's amazing. But I wonder, how is Morakniv making their knives? It would be nice to see a little film about that. So welcome in and join.
My name is Linus, and on behalf of our team, I'm proud to show you how we make our knives here in our factory in Mora. The development process begins in the archives, looking back on our history, trying to identify the future. The foundation of our work is based on the in-house knowledge that we have, together with various stakeholders and end users that we are taking into consideration when continuing the creative process. To proceed, we use several different methods, such as sketching by hand, making mock-ups, 3D prints and renderings. We are then able to evaluate different ideas and concepts from different perspectives. When it's time to refining and implementing the components of a new product, we make sure that the quality of the product is the highest possible and that the production is feasible. A great advantage that we have here in our factory is that we have everything we need under the same roof. Our projects are literally being made just behind me. In this part of the factory, our skilled craftsmen assemble the wooden handles to the knives by hand. It's truly a privilege to be able to work this close to all departments and to understand the processes. To test a new tool, realized that it must be slightly changed, adjusted and then tested again. Could be done within a couple of hours. When we updated the iconic classic collection that many people already had a relation to, it was important to take care of the heritage and be true to it. The challenge was to create added value beyond the functionality of a knife with a solid history.
When When we developed the packaging for the new classic collection, it was very important that it would be connected to our already existing packaging. At the same time, we wanted it to stand out and to have a unique expression.
Welcome to the studio, Linus Bassman och Pia Frick Larsson. How are you today, guys?
Fine, thank you.
Just fine, thank you.
So, Linus, we just saw you in a video, and I would guess that you are a product developer.
You're right. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's correct. I've been working at the product development department at Morakniv for approximately 4 years at the moment, and really enjoying it.
Interesting, cool. What about you, Pia? What do you do?
I'm responsible for sales in the Nordic countries.
All right, cool. So, could you, Linus, please tell us some more about those beautiful Mora classic knives? As I understand, they have been relaunched recently.
That's correct. They have been. We have been working with this again, and it's a great history many years back. So we try to do something new with them. As you can see, we have 5 models: 1 wood splitting knife, and then 4 more regular knives. The smallest one we call Classic 1.0. And then we have 2 others, we call them Classic number 2, but one of them is with a finger guard, 2F for finger guard. And then the biggest one, the number 3, Classic number 3. All of them with carbon steel blades and this polymer sheet, and together with this great, beautiful vegetable tanned Swedish leather, actually.
All right, cool. Yeah, they're really nice. I actually have one of my own here.
Yeah.
That's the mini classic.
Yep.
And I think actually it's really good for making feather sticks. Like if you have, it's very smooth and small, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my
Right.
favorite too.
And I like the handle as well. It's like very simple, this barrel-shaped handle, really simple, and it sits so well in your hands. A really good grip to it. And this is like a really old design, right?
Yeah.
This is like the original sort of Morakniv.
Yes.
When you talk about Morakniv, this is what people see, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been with us for ages.
4 ages, exactly. And as you say, you can see them in all the old knives historically. And from the beginning, I can imagine it has to do with to make the production process easy. And now we have them with us. It's sort of in our DNA for the products.
Right. Cool. So what's new? Like when you relaunched them or you remade them, what did you change?
So it mainly had to do to we try to we have had a lot of different knives of them, the classic series, in a lot of different sizes. They maybe not really match each other, so we try to make an retake and try to design them to look more the same in the whole range, sort of, so to speak. So we can see they match each other much better nowadays, both when it comes to the size and to overall design.
And the colors also.
For sure. Yes, that's correct. Before they have been painted, and now they are stained in this beautiful red color that we could recognize from past as well.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Nice. Thank you. But Morakniv has so many knives, and I personally, I work with the outdoor knives and the cooking knives. But like, what about all these knives? What are these used for? Are they craft knives? Am I right?
Yes. This is craft and industry knives for professionals. And we have actually, brought all our history, knowledge, function and design into the Craftsman knife. You can actually recognize the classic knives into the new Craftsman knives also, with the barrel shape, but now transferring to a new design. And the design and the ergonomic on these Craftsman knives are for craftsman's construction use. And most of the Craftsman knives have a row spine. And you say,
So it means that you can't make a fire, you can't like hit it towards a fire rod, fire starter.
no,
Because they
exactly.
have a
Yeah.
smooth
Yes. And as you said, we have a lot of different knives here. And here you can see the Pro line. We have many different colors to separate the different function and blades. So here we can have the rope knife, serrated blade, perfect if you want to cut ropes or strappy bands or something. Here you have precision knife, excellent for fine cutting. The flex with the flexible blade, useful if you're going to cut in rubber or plastic. Safe, it's a all-round knife with a rounded safety tip. Chisel, you can use it both as a knife and a chisel knife, or a chisel.
So you can bang on it from this side up.
Oh, you know, you can like this.
Okay, cool.
Excellent for woodworking. And robust, extra thick blade, 3.2, robust and strong knife. So, and then we have the electrician knife, special design for electrician works, and the service knife, useful for many different tasks. For example, if you work in a warehouse.
All right. So basically like carpenters, electricians.
Yes, exactly.
Warehouse workers, but not outdoor knives, right?
No,
It's
this
more
is for professional and for hobby craftsmen also, of course.
All right.
This has been used for more than 100 years over the generations in Scandinavia. So the most useful knife, I think, for Morakniv.
Right. What about, you told us a little bit about the different colors, how you can distinguish between the different tasks or like different purposes of these knives. But didn't Morakniv launch some new like 2021 pretty colors?
Yes, I have them here. Last but not least, here you have the basic 2021 edition knives, color of the year. This year they are green and gray, great combinations. We started with color of the year 2016 when we had our 125 years anniversary. Right. We wanted to launch a special edition knife and it became so popular, so we decided to continue to launch a new color every year. So this is 2021's edition knives. And we only produce them for a limited time.
All right. Yeah. It's a very cute color. Is it mint or green mint? Or something like that? Yeah.
Mint green and gray.
Very nice.
Yeah, they
almost look edible. Ice cream. I want to like it.
Yeah. No, I like them a lot.
All right, guys. Well, thank you a lot for telling us about all these beautiful products.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's time to head over to our kitchen. Our soup is coming together. So now we have the onions, the carrots, some water, herby salt, and the different variety of mushrooms that we put in here. So this is going to cook for another 10 or 15 minutes before we add the cream and the herbs. But in order to help the fire along the way, we're going to use this little stick and give it some oxygen. While our soup is cooking, however, I thought that you guys might want to visit some people that you may recognize. and that is the Morakniv Area Sales Managers.
Hej hej, mitt namn är Göran Karlsson. Jag jobbar som Key Account på Norden och även som utesäljare i Sverige och Norge. Min historia på Morakniv började 1995 som produktionsledare och sedan 2016 har jag varit på marknadsavdelningen. Nu är det mycket jobb hemifrån framför datorn och jag kan bistå med teamsutbildningar på säljkårer och så vidare. Bilen står i garaget, har gjort så ett bra tag, men jag hoppas verkligen att jag får börja komma ut och besöka er igen när covid har lämnat oss. Tack!
Bonjour à tous, je me présente Catherine Brochard, Sales Manager Export Europe pour la société Morakniv. Cela fait maintenant presque 3 ans que je travaille pour Morakniv et je suis ravie d'être avec vous aujourd'hui, même si c'est sous un format virtuel. Ma principale fonction au sein de l'entreprise est de promouvoir nos produits à travers l'Europe par le biais d'un réseau de distributeurs et de partenaires avec lesquels je travaille en étroite collaboration. Aujourd'hui, nous vendons nos couteaux dans plus de 68 pays. Nous connaissons une croissance exponentielle depuis quelques années et je peux déjà vous dire que notre activité ne va cesser de croître dans les années à venir. Je profite également de cette occasion pour vous remercier, vous partenaires, vous distributeurs, vous ambassadeurs pour l'excellent travail que vous faites et pour la confiance en notre marque et en notre entreprise. En attendant de tous se revoir, profitons ensemble de cet événement virtuel. Je vous dis à très bientôt. Au revoir.
Hallo und schönen guten Tag auch von mir. Mein Name ist Piet Buschmann. Ich bin der zuständige Sales Manager bei Morakniv für Deutschland, Österreich, die Schweiz, Holland, England und Irland. Ich bin begeistert, wie viele Leute heute hier mit dabei sind und möchte mich an dieser Stelle auch recht herzlich bei allen meinen Händlern, Distributeuren, Kunden und Ambassadors bedanken für die tolle Zusammenarbeit. Es macht mir richtig viel Spaß und ich freue mich auf die gemeinsame Zukunft. Und nun viel Spaß bei der Morakniv Experience.
Ciao a tutti amici italiani, mi presento Caterina Brochard e sono la Sales Manager Export per la società Morakniv. Sono già 3 anni che lavoro per la Morakniv e sono lieto di essere con voi oggi, anche se attraverso questa video. La mia funzione principale è di promuovere i prodotti della Morakniv attraverso l'Europa grazie a dei partner e distributori con chi lavoro in stretta collaborazione. Vediamo i nostri coltelli in più di 68 paesi nel mondo. Abbiamo registrato in questi ultimi anni una crescita molto importante e posso già dirvi che gli anni a venire saranno molto promettenti per la nostra attività. Colgo anche l'occasione di ringraziare voi partener, voi ambasciatori per tutto il bel lavoro che fate e per la vostra fiducia nel nostro marchio e nella nostra società. Spero rivedervi presto. Aspettando questo momento, approfittiamo tutti insieme di questo evento virtuale. Ciao a tutti.
Hi, my name is Stephen Wong and I'm the Area Sales Manager for the Asia Pacific region. Firstly, I would like to thank all of you for your continued support throughout the years. We have prepared a very special Morakniv experience for you today, and like it says in our tagline, a part of you, we very much hope that you feel a part of the Morakniv family. And I hope to see all of you very soon. Thank you.
Hej, jag heter Pia Frick Larsson och jag är försäljningschef för Norden. Hemmamarknaden och våra kära grannländer Finland, Danmark, Norge och Island. Jag bor här i Mora och det är i Mora vi tillverkar alla våra knivar. Från ax till limpa. Jag har arbetat med försäljning på Morakniv i 13 år och det har varit händelserika och spännande år. Att få träffa och arbeta nära er kunder inom alla olika branscher är för mig ett nöje. Jag ser fram emot att träffa er nu. Skapa aktiviteter, visa vårens nyheter, uppdatera sortiment. Har ni rätt knivmodeller? Men framförallt se hur vi kan utveckla vår affär tillsammans. Vi ses!
So now I've been working really hard on scooping out this spoon blade with the Mora 162 double-edged knife. I'm warm because it's kind of heavy work, even though it's a green wood that I work with. And I'm pretty happy with the scoop here. I followed the fibers in the bottom, and this is, I would say, a green mold, woodworking mold. So if I want to dry this one now, I have to wrap it in a piece of cloth and keep it in that cloth about a week or so. So the moisture comes out very slowly, and so the spoon won't crack for me. So after that, I will take it out and then clean cut all the surfaces so they're smooth and nice, and go over it on the inside too one more time, so I keep a little material there to keep it. And I will trim the handle and so on and make some patterns on it, so it's gonna be beautiful and nice, of course, and so on. But from now I'm pretty happy, and we can actually use it directly in the soup later on. But now we'll leave this part and let me introduce you for a new product from Morakniv, which is called the Survival Kit.
My name is Johan Burtus and I am an ambassador for Morakniv. On daily basis I work as a product developer and also as an outdoor and survival instructor. I have spent more than 4 decades working as a professional all over the world, in different kinds of outdoor environments. I'm very proud to say that it includes 30 years in the Swedish Armed Forces. Through the years I've gained the experience needed to survive in all sorts of situations, including the complexity of safety awareness and risk management. As I see it, there are 3 absolute necessities. I need to provide myself with air to breathe, water and food, so that I can stay hydrated and get the necessary energy to not only survive, but also to perform on a high level. There is also 3 outstanding and important skills that you need to be very good at. And for me that is life-saving first aid, how to work with the cutting edge of a knife and make fire in many different ways. And finally, navigation, which includes the complexity of making decisions and finding your way, and the reason for route finding. Looking for food, water, firewoods, or just a place to create a shelter at. That, for example, is when the Morakniv Survival Kit comes in handy. Working as a perfect tool together with the knife, attached to the sheet, the integrated fire starter and diamond sharpener is always ready to perform when you need it the most. Once you get the fire going, it's very important that you keep on activating yourself with checking your equipment, taking care of your clothing setup, and of course stay hydrated and get something to eat. With all these pieces in place, it becomes much easier to manage a situation and come up with a new plan for the next day.
Welcome, Johan, to the workstation here.
Thank you, Jögge.
Station. I'm pretty exhausted, carving, scooping out this.
I can see that.
ladle.
You've been busy today.
Yeah, I've been busy today.
Wow.
And you brought a survival kit. And survival, I would say that slöjd is the survival kit for the world. Because if you can do woodworking, you can use the Morakniv knives, you can always survive
For
in
sure.
the forests. What about this kit? Tell me more about it.
This one, Jögge, will take you further, because here on this kit we have a sharpener for knife sharpening.
It's a diamond?
It's a diamond sharpening.
Wow.
Absolutely. And we have a fire starter, so you can make fire with your knife. And this fits nicely on the sheath of both kanspol, as I have over here, or on this Garberry knife, as I have over here. This suits both of these.
So you can use it on 2 outdoor knives.
Yep, exactly so.
That's good. You know, working with honing stones is, you know, you always have to sharpen, you know, totally, all the time.
That is very crucial, absolutely.
You wear them out. And if you can have this honing stone, I would say, the diamond stone, it's a honing stone. If you can bring it with you like this easy, it would be, I would appreciate it a lot. But I want to try it, see if I can.
Why don't you show me then?
Okay, give me your knife and give me
Start with this,
sharpener.
And I'm going to give you this Kansbull knife. Be careful.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate the way. And this is good, you know, you hold it good and you're safe with your hands. I appreciate that a lot. And the way I do it when I'm honing is that I'm placing my thumb here on the opposite bevel.
But on the edge still.
Yeah. So I can keep pressure on the other side because I really want to keep the bevel to be flat and move it back and forth like this, in sideways a little.
Yeah.
And then I move all over the edge and lift it up at the tip a little.
The tip as well.
Yeah. And a few times on each side. And then when I flip it over, I come up with my pointing finger like this on the bevel. So I can press that part really like this. So you see I'm holding it actually in 1, 2, 3 points. Kind of pressing it in between my fingers. And therefore I can be very precise.
But still with a firm grip, I believe.
Yeah, with a very firm grip. That's correct. So I'm not working like this because then I'm ruining the edge, you know, very quickly. And this works really fine.
And you use the word honing, not sharpening. How come, Jögge?
Yeah, because it's, sharpening knives is a process about 3 things. You need to sharpen on a sharpening stone to get the bevel. And then you need to hone away the burr, which is something that you have to get rid of because you can't use it with a burr. And then when you honed away the burr, you need to strop it with some stropping compound, as we talked about when we were doing the hook knives recently. So that's 3 parts, and but that's for super sharp knives, of course.
Understood.
Yeah. But
like this one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Be careful, Jögge.
Yeah.
Be careful, my friend.
There
Thank you very much.
And can you place this on the sheath?
That's the nice thing with this one. It fits nicely on both the sheath of Garberg and this one, the Kansbull. So just press the sheath inside this one. Press firmly. You hear a clicking sound.
I heard the snap.
And this will not fall off, I can promise you that. Now over here, we have the fire steel, as said before. So you grab this handle, you twist it, you pull firmly towards you, like that.
Okay.
And then you put it back with a clicking sound.
Like you got to click there too.
Yeah.
That's very
So this will stick as well.
Yeah.
Shall we try some
sparkles? Yeah, you have to do that. But first I have to say that the click is something that on old knives you always make the sheath so you can hear it clicking in the sheath. Then you know it's safe.
It's a safety precaution,
Because
exactly.
You never want to lose your knife when a bear is hunting you in the forest.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So again, I twist the handle. I pull it towards me. You see, by the way, the pattern here, the diamond pattern, the same as on the handle.
Yeah, and that's
both the Kansbull and the Garberg as well.
Yeah.
Let's try some sparkle, shall we?
Oh, let's
now
take
I'm going to use the edge.
Yeah,
the spine of the knife, like this. I hold this very firmly, and I press like this. You see the sparkles?
Yeah.
So with this, actually, there is no need to bring matches or a lighter on your adventure.
Yeah.
Just use this one, and you'll be safe anywhere.
Fantastic. Survival, I would say.
That's survival, indeed.
Yeah, it's a good thing. That's a good thing to add on a knife like that in such an easy way.
It is.
And I love that snapping sound. Oh,
the snap.
That's fantastic.
Here we are, safe.
Very good. Okay, Johan, thank you for that.
You are most welcome, Jögge, anytime.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to work with Mora knife and, work with the Mora knives for 35 years. I'm still happy doing it. So
impressive history.
Yeah. And now I've been working so hard, so I kind of feel that I need something into my body. Let's ask about Elle here. How are you doing, Elle, with the soup? Is it boiling well?
Yes, the soup is actually almost ready. There's one more thing missing, and that's the herbs. We're gonna be adding fresh parsley and dill. And once we do that, we're ready to go. The question is, do we have a ladle?
Baby, got something for you.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, I got a spoon. I've been working hard. I've been sweating all over.
Nice.
So, you know, we have this tradition in Sweden that if a man handles a spoon to a woman, he's actually asking for her hand for engagement. But be cool, I'm married. I'm fine. But here it is.
Yeah, in Sweden you can't have two wives, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not sure
no.
about that. We need to check up the rules. I don't know. This is beautiful. Thank you, Yogi. Look
Yeah.
at this beautiful ladle. Wow. Nice one. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a good one, and you can use it now. It's green and it's gonna
Yeah.
be dried later on, but now it's so wet, so we can use it in hot
All
water
right.
or whatever.
Cool.
So let's call for the other guys. and
Let's do
have
that.
some
I'm going to
soup.
add the herbs, stir around, and come over, guys. The food is ready. All right.
Och den kåsar.
So, who's hungry?
Who needs some warm soup here? Yeah.
Yeah, so Yogi has made some beautiful
Per.
bowls and spoons as well.
Yeah, these are eating spoons, and they are made not just by me. There are some friends of mine, but they are different sizes, and they are not too steep or too deep, because they just have to be 7 millimeters, because otherwise the food will stay in the spoon. So you really have to be careful. So when you carve an eating spoon, you actually need to try it out while you're carving, you know, if it works. Here's one for you. Yeah.
Bowl, please.
Okay, Elle. Have you
Alrighty.
started serving?
Yep. There you go. Thanks. Oh, it smells so nice. This is really smell of my childhood.
I'm hungry.
Or the mushroom season, I guess.
Thank you so much, Elle.
You're welcome. Who's next? Pass it over. And it's also nice to use like a mixture of wild mushrooms, because it gives it a completely another dimension, so to say.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Wow.
Yes, please, guys, have some and let me know what you think. So, what do you think, guys? Do you like it?
Delicious. Delicious, Elle.
Mm.
Oh,
Hot
this soup
indeed.
is warming my heart, Elle.
I'm
Not
glad
just
it
the
is.
stomach. Thank you. It's
And I think this whole day has been very warming. So I would like to thank you all for coming and for telling us all the interesting stories about knives, history, tradition. And we're looking forward to many exciting years ahead. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Jögge.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to work with you. I'm proud Mora Knife user, so I'm just so happy to be here. And it's been good to work with you, Elle, too.
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah.
Same with you, Yogi.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for today, and thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Thank you.
Stay sharp and stay
Cool.
and safe. I
And
guess.
safe, yeah. That's for sure.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.